everyone, take 2. Let's try to finish up these hydrangeas. First time to do hydrangeas, and about halfway through my phone died. Had it on the charger, it just was not charging for some reason. So I've got about about 48%. So we're going to try to finish this up again. Really all we like are the leaves. But I am Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations, and love to paint with you. It's been a while since I've been live. A couple of days ago was the first time in about a month or so. So having to get back in practice and get back in the groove of things. So had you off camera a little bit on some of the things I was doing. So I apologize for that, but I think you could see on the others what we had going. Again, this is my first time to do the hydrangeas. So I definitely, looking at them, need a lot of practice on them, but you know, you got to start with it somewhere. And let's see if I can get you live on here on my captions. Just having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight. Things are just not wanting to work right. So let's see if we can get you pulled up here. All right, I'm showing live. Hi, Lynn, but I'm not seeing any comments on. Let's see here. All right, I'm showing live there. So let me see if I can get some comments pulled up. Doesn't look like it's going to want to show me the comments. Give me just a second. See if I can get out and come back in. Hi, Miss Lisa. Thank you so much, Lynn. It is so good to be back on here. All right, let's see if we can get a Young at Heart Creations. And it is just not wanting to cooperate. Let me get my sound off here. All right, there we go. Okay, gotcha. Yay. Okay, so here's what we've done so far. This was a white, completely white piece that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I kind of did a stain technique with using watered down paint. Watered down, I said it was burnt umber, but it was bittersweet chocolate is what we use. So we did that. We've got our hydrangeas on there. These are my first ones, so don't judge me on them. Lots of practice needed. Oops, but we just need some vines. I did take the dark chocolate, the bittersweet chocolate, and painted some vines on. So let's get down here, and before my phone runs out again. Hi, Vicki. I am excited. I'm very nervous. You know, I'm one that I need to know in my mind every detail, how things are going to go. When I set up my paint parties and my lives, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing, where everything's going to be. And so the unknown is a little scary for me, but I am very, very excited, and I'm just going to jump in there and go with the flow. I would do anything for Tamara Bennett. This is very much out of my comfort zone, not knowing what, you know, going into it, exactly how it's all going to go. But I'm telling you, I would go to the ends of the earth for Tamara Bennett. So yes, I would do anything for her. All right, so I'm going to get you down here, and let's see if we can get some leaves on here. I'm going to use just a mixture of avocado, excuse me, and Hauser green. I've got some more colors on my color palette here, because while I was waiting on my phone to do some charging, I've been working on some little pieces to go on seasonal, the 12 seasons attachments. So I've got working on, just finished that. I've got to put a little bow up top here, or some little jute. So I'm working on this. Got Christmas tree and all kinds of different things that I'm going to have a big welcome thing, and it'll have different attachments on for that as well. Thank you, Miss Vicki. Hi, Terry. All right, let's try this again. So I'm just going to put some of this avocado. I already had a little bit out working on those little pieces. And I'm just going to go ahead and put down the Hauser medium green. I believe that's what this is. Yes, Hauser light green, sorry. So I'm just going to put those two colors together there. So many different ways you can do the leaves. You can do them with flat brush, with an angle brush. Tonight I'm just going to load up with both colors on a round brush. And I'm just going to put one color on the top and one color on the bottom. And I am just going to, I'm going to do some long leaves. Now see how mixing those colors, you instantly get both colors, kind of a grainy look and some highlighting in there. I'm going to bring it more to a point. You could do small leaves, big leaves. I really don't know what the leaves on an actual hydrangea plant looks like. But I'm going to do a couple out coming from different direction. And by double loading it with those two colors, you automatically get the highlighting in there. Okay. I'll move my plate over here. So I'm just darks on the top and I'm putting light on the bottom. Whatever's on the bottom is what's going to push through most up to, it'll rise up to the top. So here I had where I had to wipe some paint off and it took the stain off right here. So I'm just going to go over that with a leaf and you'll never know it was there. Okay. And let's put a small one, just a little one down here. Just to kind of fill in some of the little gaps. We're going to have some coming the opposite direction. Okay, let's put another one down here. Coming off of this one. Now, if I do the opposite, I'm going to put the dark green on the bottom. And it surfaces a little more. But I still get that dual color in there. I love, let me pull you over here, how I just get that natural highlight. Go back over this one to cover up that spot that's where the stain had come off. All right, I'm going to turn it around. Here's what we've got going so far. And I'm going to put just a little more highlight on them. We've got that light green in there, but I'm going to go through and put just a little more highlight on. But let's go ahead and get the rest of our leaves on. I don't like doing a two-part video. I like it to be all in one. But my phone was just not cooperating. My phone is a 7, an iPhone 7, so it is way past time for me to get a new one. And we just have not had time to go do it. And it's like getting a new pair of shoes. You got to break in a new phone, and I know it's going to be so different than what I have now, and I'm so used to the one I have now, and I don't like change when it comes to technology. I don't like learning the change, I guess. That's how I should put it. I am not a technical person. All right, let me scooch over a little bit. Not a technically minded person at all. Put just a little more color in there. So there's our leaves. Now I can add to it a little bit more here. Actually, I think our highlighting looks pretty good on it by mixing those colors. I really don't think we need any more on there. What I do want to do though is add some little filler in here. So let's take, I'm going to use a liner brush. I'm going to go back and add in a few more little branches. So let me get some more of that. Actually, it was burnt umber that I used for the vines. So I'm going to put a few more little vines coming out. Just some little short ones. And then we're going to add just some little dots. Just to put a little bit of filler in those spaces. We also need to do our lines on our veins on the leaves. Okay, let's put one right there. And we're going to put some little buds. I guess you could call them buds on there, of each color of the flower. Let's go ahead and use, let's use black forest green for the veins in the, this is a new one, I haven't even opened it yet. But let's go ahead and get our veins in our leaves before we get those dots on. Every little step makes such a difference. Once you add all the details, you start adding all the details. If you have any flaws in these flowers, kind of helps it to disappear. Try to keep you in camera here. Okay, I think I only have one more. Okay, now let's take the different colors that we did our little dots in. So we're going to start with this Mulberry. And we'll also do maybe a little bit of white, Snow White. Can't say Snow White without thinking of the Seven Dwarfs. Hi, Miss Lois and Teresa. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks all of you for getting back on with me. Sorry things didn't go well the first time. Okay, so I've got my daughter here. And we're going to start with the Mulberry. And I'm just making some dots where I had the little vine sticking out. Going to put the color that's in the flower, and then we will also put some white, just to help it show up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to let those dry a minute. And then we're going to come in with the yellow. Just gives it a little more whimsy, I guess you could say. Okay, that's all the yellow ones. Now the Desert Turquoise. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And it doesn't take much to do this. Just a little puddle. You just want enough to dip in. So I'm just dipping it up just so it kind of drips off. I'm going to dip in the wrong color here in a minute. And I doubt very seriously if this is what the buds or the new blooms look like on these hydrangeas, but when you're painting, you can do whimsical and do it however you want to do it. Okay, so it's all of that color. And now we need the Mulberry, which is also what I used on that watermelon. They look pretty on that stain. It may not show up real well for you on the camera, but it really looks pretty. And remember, it takes these dots a little while to dry, so you want to be careful and not put your arm in them. Okay, now let's go in with the white, which will make the other colors pop. And I'm just kind of randomly putting them in between the colors. Now I also have a little tool that makes dots that look like flowers that I could have used, but you don't have one of those. It's the only one there is. It was specially made for me, so just wanted to do something that you've probably got one of these, or you could use the end of your paintbrush. I almost said toothbrush, but the end of your paintbrush to get the same effect. And down here at the bottom. Okay, I don't think I have missed any. Let's go ahead and do some little vine work up here. I feel like it needs something. And I'm going to just add both colors on my liner brush. Turn it upside down. Here's what we've got. And let's just do some vines here. And we'll do some dots in the middle, or in between them. Kind of subtle. Putting a little more of the darker color on there. One more. Okay, so I've got just some little vines there up top. Let's go ahead and put some, we'll just put some white dots. And those in between them. Just to add another little dimension to it. Okay, and we'll do the same thing at the bottom. My green paint was getting a little bit thick, so I just watered it down a little bit. Okay, and I'm not making them exactly to line up top, but close. Okay, and then our dots on this one. Dots are pretty thick, so I don't want them running. Okay, I may or may not, I'm not sure yet, but come in and put a little bumblebee little bee here, maybe a little bee there. I'll have to think about that. I may do that, but if I do, I'll do it off camera, but I will take a picture. I'm going to come in and put just a little bit of white. Let me get a small, I'm going to use a small angle brush, and I am going to put just a little bit of white on the top of the leaves. Let's do one and see what it looks like. Just barely. Now I remember all these dots are still very, very wet. This is a very scruffy angle brush. Just on the top, I'm just working some of that white highlight in, just to brighten them up a little bit. Almost a dry brush. Okay, just kind of working it in there. It's not, oops, and I just got my arm in one of those dots. I knew if I didn't draw them, I would. I always do. I'm going to go ahead and get them wiped off, and I'll refill it. I'll try not to do it again. No promises. And I know this is not really showing up on camera for you, but it is brightening up the leaves just enough that it looks like a little bit of light shining down. And we don't want to forget the little guy down here. Okay, let me fix these dots right here that I messed up. Okay, I don't see any more that I goofed. I think I will probably put a couple of bees on here, but I want to let all of these dots really, really dry before I do that. But I think that a couple of bees will break up some of the busyness of it. Not too bad for the first try. Hi, Miss Kathy and Charlotte and Lauren. And Linda. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to pull you up here and hold it back so you can see it a little better. I definitely think either a couple of bees or butterflies maybe. I don't want all those dots dripping. But here we go. Simple, simple, simple. Definitely need some practice on the technique, but I'm trying to be careful because these dots are still wet, wet, wet. But I think I'll add some bees to it. But I'm going to have to do that off camera because my phone is not charging again. And I don't want to run out on you. But super, super simple. I want you to try this. It is so much fun. I tried on a paper sack just before I did this to kind of get the feel for it. And so I just tried it on a paper sack. Really didn't even have the right colors or anything, but practice on a piece of paper. I suggest you practice on something that's not white because the white petals won't show up well, but just get, this was a Brahms sack that I just cut enough out of for me to kind of see if I knew halfway what I was gonna do or that I could even do it. So I think for the first time, I'm happy with it. I think I would be okay to put it for sale. I would purchase it. So, but I'm easy to please. So I don't know, but it will be at Tamara's live event, and then also, excuse me, at the craft show in November. If it doesn't sell at Tamara's, and get a drink. Allergies, allergies. The next thing that we're going to paint is going to be this Lazy Susan. Let me get it to turn here. I've got just kind of a sky blue on here. I will tell you that we're going to be using a circle. Probably 5 circles on here. So comment in here if you think you know what it's going to be. But I'm going to use some circles on it. And it is going to be holiday themed. And this came to me the other night while I was half asleep. I was going to do some vine work, like a vine wreath around it, and put all kinds of different flowers on it, which that would be pretty too. And I bought one more. They only have one more at my Hobby Lobby, so I might do that on a different one. But this holiday idea came to me. I was practically asleep, and so I don't know how it's gonna look, but because I don't have a pattern mock-up or anything for it, but I think it's gonna be cute. So I'm excited to do it with you. I'm not sure if I'll get to do it this week because I'm gonna have grandbabies and that are gonna be staying with me, so I'm not sure, but that will be what we paint next. And Tamara's thing is next, her live is next week, so here we go. Yay, you could even do it, up like this on something, on any kind of old piece of wood. It'd be pretty on glass if you used glass paint. I don't know, there's just so many different things you could do it on, but I gotta quit holding it up. The dots are gonna start to run. But that's it for tonight, part 2. Be sure and go back and watch part 1 to show how we did the actual flowers on there. I may put, I don't know, I may put a few little tiny leaves up here, or I may just leave that alone. I don't know. I don't want to get it too busy on there. But go back and watch part 1. Please sprinkle, and if you like it, give me some hearts to let me know that you did like it, that is something you think you could do. I definitely want to see yours. So drop me a picture in here in the comments if you do one, or if you've already done hydrangeas, drop a picture in there as well. But thank you, ladies. I have missed you so much, and I'm just enjoying so much getting back on here and painting with you, even as scary as it still is sometimes. But I've been packing things like crazy to get ready for Tamara's live next week. It will be, I will be there next Thursday. We'll be at the VIP dinner there, and then my classes are on the Saturday. So we'll be doing all kinds of crafting Friday and Saturday, so it's going to be a very busy weekend. I am so excited. I know several of you are coming, and I cannot wait to meet you. So be sure and come up and tell me your name and say, hey, I'm one of your followers, so I can give you a big hug and meet you. And the ones that aren't going to get to be there, hopefully we'll get to do something that we'll get to meet, because I want to just hug every one of you. You are so special to me, and you're so supportive, and I appreciate you supporting my page. We're up to 138. I went back on and gotten a couple of more, so 138. Once I get to 900, every time I reach another 100 followers, I send out a very nice Happy Mail. And so far, everybody that's gotten their Happy Mails have been very pleased with what I send. So I usually will send something that I've painted. You know, I never know what I'm going to choose, but I do put something nice in there. Every time I get to 100, I do a drawing, and you get some Happy Mail. Okay, so I'm going to go work some more on packing up everything for Tamara's Live next week. Wish me luck. Be saying a prayer. Y'all know all the health stuff I've been going through, and finally getting some energy back. So next weekend's going to be busy. I know I'm going to have a lot of mother hens over there watching over me, and so, but everything's going to be great. I'm excited about it. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks for hopping on here and watching. I hope you learned something tonight. I sure did. I learned that I can do it if I'll just try, but I also learned that I need some more practice on it. I'm going to go back and watch Joyce's live again, or video that she did on the hydrangeas. That's Joyce with Paint to Heal. Go watch hers. She's just amazing at what she does. So I learned something from her, and I'm proud of it. It's not where it needs to be yet, but I am very proud of it, and I appreciate her taking the time to do a live to show us. All right, ladies, thank you. I'm going to get off here. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.